Now, I've got to show you something I saw on the ABC last night. I mean, give me a break. We're only talking about their failing ratings last night, the way their green left bias is driving people away and how they're still pushing for more funding and higher wages and everything. And then I checked their news last night and their finance reporter does a puff piece promoting a 4-day week.
It's not about squeezing the standard 40 hours of most office employees into 4 days, but radically reducing work to around 32 hours. And letting staff work 4 days across the week.
Now, this reporter, by the way, is one of the candidates running to be the staff elected member on the ABC board. So maybe this was him using our taxes to send a not-so-subtle message to the ABC staff about his workplace ambitions. Vote for Daniel and get a 4-day week. Who knows? The sort of plan he showcased involves 4 days a week at the same pay as 5 days. And he likens this to the age-old fight for a 40-hour week.
A Senate committee has called for governments to trial the scheme with public servants.
1 in 2 workers now are women. 4 out of 10 workers are responsible for someone else while they're on the job, and we really need to play catch up.
More than 160 years ago, stonemasons in Melbourne rose up to demand the 8-hour working day, and this monument commemorates that achievement. But far from being a leader, as we were on hours and the minimum wage, we're now a lagger. Working conditions in Australia have fallen behind those of similar nations as we work harder and longer than before.
Really? They're going to trial it on public servants? You try and make public servants work 4 days a week, they'll go on strike. Seriously, these people at the ABC ought to be waving red flags at the end of their reports and singing the Internationale. So at the ABC, it seems pretty clear they're dreaming of more funding to be added to their $1.2 billion a year, higher wages with something above 11% over 3 years, plus a sign-on bonus, plus more super. And on top of that, it's a fair bit. They'll be lining up for a 4-day week pretty soon. I was bold enough yesterday, wasn't I, to say that they were out of touch. Silly me. Let's bring in our Tuesday night panel now with Sky News contributor Kosha Garda in Melbourne and the host of Breakfast at Radio 2CC in Canberra, Stephen Senatiempo. Stephen, you'd be on to the ABC. They'd be lipping their chops at the idea of 4 days a week, wouldn't they?
Hey, Chris, don't dismiss this. It might mean the ABC goes off air 1 day a week. That'd be fantastic. So.
We'll just knock out Mondays. Perhaps they can all have Monday off, Kosha, and then Media Watch will be spared the gruelling schedule they go through all week to put together 15 minutes.
That's right, and you might see that coming. And look, this is a consequence of when you're not accountable to ultimately the consumer you serve. If taxpayers are the conduit in between, you might see this kind of thing, and maybe it's a blessing in disguise, as Stephen says.
Indeed, I say that as a bloke who's now running a show 4 nights a week. So, you know, I got some other jobs as well, though.